Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for checking out the channel. I wanted to pose a question to myself of simply this. Can I get a bicycle for free? So, recently I was reminded of the classic saying, the old saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure, and how true that is. I've been looking through for how to revamp our bedroom to just make it a bit more appealing for us, and that involves replacing our current dressers that double as our nightstands, because now it's turning into a little bit of a safety issue with one of the drawers that'll just slide all the way out without warning. So that's a little bit scary at times. So I was looking into nightstands to start with, and then I'm gonna be looking for a dresser. But I found nightstands after about 2 months of just trolling Marketplace and trying to find something for a somewhat decent price, because I found a lot of nightstands. Well, there's a huge range of prices for nightstands. I found some that for one, it was multiple $100s. I'm like, I'm not gonna spend that. And then others, it was like, yeah, you can have it for $5. So I was really happy this past week when I found some for free that I loved the style. They looked in decent shape. So I messaged the gal, went to pick them up, and I think she was moving like that day, so had to get rid of them. Kind of makes sense why they were free. But there was nothing else wrong with them. I mean, there was nothing wrong with them. She was honest and said, hey, they will need a bit of cleaning out, like heavy duty cleaning out, because they're a mess inside. I looked, yeah, and I'm not scared. I can clean up some nightstands. I've done other cleaning before. So they work. They're just waiting to go into our bedroom. And then I'm gonna find a dresser, hopefully for free as well. And then we can take out those old dressers and put in the nightstands, the new dresser, the one that works better for us. And so that got me to thinking. I was sitting at our kitchen table just looking around the kitchen and the dining room and the living room of our house, and I was like, okay, that we got free, that was 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 a hand-me-down that somebody wanted us to take to get it out of their house, and it works. So I was like, okay, we can get a lot of stuff for free. Can I get a bike for free? Now, the backstory on the bike is that my husband said last night, if you get another bike, if you replace your current bike, that'll be 4 in a year. And I'm like, oh geez, that's right. Yeah. Oh man. But the backstory here is that I had one bike since middle school, a mountain bike that I loved, and I did take it on mountain bike trails, and it was great. Problem being, I grew over 10 inches throughout high school, so it was too small. It just was too small, no matter how I adjusted it. So right at about the beginning of college, I had saved up money to get a hybrid bike for college campus life, and my college, my alma mater, is in the downtown area, and I quickly found out that my fantasy of commuting by bike was not as realistic for me in a city setting, because I was freaked out by all the cars zooming past me and wanting to make sure that I was biking in like designated bike lanes, that I wasn't turning into a spot that I shouldn't be, and thus more likely to get into an accident or just anger drivers. So I did end up selling that bike, also because it had too many bells and whistles for me right now at the time, and I went mountain biking again recently and found out, or was reminded, oh my goodness, I love mountain biking, it's so fun. So I thought, maybe I can get a mountain bike to replace this. And oh, I forgot about it. Okay, I had another bike too. I had a vintage Schwinn, I think it was called a Suburban or a college bike, but it was the drop top bar for skirts for women, and it had a basket. It was beautiful, but unfortunately the shifters, they just weren't working well, and I did take it into the shop, so that one was not realistic. It was a bit of a fantasy also. Okay, that's not gonna work for me pulling two boys in a trailer and hauling other stuff. So I sold that one, got some money for it. But back to the college one, I think it was like a Novara Buzz, still a great bike. I sold it to a guy who called himself a recovering bike addict. And sorry, my son is about to wake up, I think. Um, so I sold that one and thought, or I'm trying to remember. So I sold that one, sold the vintage bike, and then I went on a mountain bike trail and remembered how much I love mountain biking, and asked one of our friends from church who is very into the bike community. He's worked on many bikes over the years. He knows bikes. I asked him, okay, here's my budget. Can you find me a used bike at this price? I know it's a low one, but can you do it? And he enjoyed the hunt. And then he realized, you know what? My kids have their bikes, and this one especially, they're not gonna come back for. I'll double check with her, but you can have it as long as she says it's okay. She said it was okay. I took it. I tried it out while we were there. I rode around a little bit. I'm like, oh, this is good. I think I was a little overly excited about the idea and wasn't fully thinking about the sizing, because like 2-3 months it's been, and I realized, oh, I can feel the size difference in not such a great way. And unfortunately, it's not something that can be adjusted. I've adjusted the seat post as high as it can go up safely, and it's the frame. The frame is just a little too small for me, so we'll probably save that. My husband suggested, you know what, why don't we just save it for the boys as they get older, which, great. We have 3 bikes ready for them now, different sizes. So they're stocked, they're good for a little bit. And now my goal is to, okay, I don't want to spend money on another bike, at least if I can absolutely possibly avoid it. So based on the marketplace find of the nightstands for free, can I get a bicycle for free? Because, hang on a second, I gotta check on the boys. Okay, we're good. Can I get a bicycle for free? Because my husband and I are really trying to penny pinch this summer and save money where we can, be good stewards of the money that God has given us. So the boys already love going on bike rides. I just pop them in the trailer behind me and we zoom around exploring and going to parks and playgrounds and the grocery store and post office. Actually, can I get a bike better for that? Because also the bike that I got from our gracious friends, the tire popped recently, so I've been using my husband's nice mountain bike, which is just a bit too heavy for me, and it's not the right size either. So it's been working, but not a long-term solution. So I'm trying to see if I can find an old, like, grandpa road bike that would be lighter, simpler, and just have the speeds I need, because we live in a hilly area, so I do need the gears. I'm gonna see if I can find that, and then I will show it to you guys if I can, see if this was a success. But I'll also show you guys how we've been popping our boys in the trailer, and that's set up super easy, and the boys have loved it. They love looking around. They only get upset when we stop moving, so that's an encouragement. That's an easy enough fix, and they can go almost the whole morning on a bike ride, and that's kind of what we've been doing. We take stops for them to get out, stretch their legs, and burn off some energy, all those wiggles. But otherwise, they love it, just how much more they get to see that they don't get to see from a car, which I have also heard is such a good encouragement to your kids. Just, okay, which would you rather ride in, a car or a bike? Because a bike just feels fun. I mean, you get to see and experience so much more through your senses than in a car. Now, I know that there are some cases where you need a car or some other vehicle of transportation, like in the winter we live here in Minnesota. So I do see plenty of people on fat tire bikes, and there's ways that you can travel via bike. I don't have one of those fat tire bikes, but I don't know, maybe in the future. Right now it works for the summer. So we'll see where this goes, and I'll keep you guys posted about if I can find that free bike. See ya!